I dropped a vid about Jess Hilarious earlier this morning, and I said a lot of things, and it's actually worse than what I said. And they're going to address it, and they're going to say a lot of the stuff that I mentioned, because today she went back on the radio. The chick is gone. She's not in the room from what I see. And they, as far as Charlamagne the God and Envy, are addressing her as far as how she took all of this to the internet and tried to air everything out instead of coming to them. We're going to watch this right now.
Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren. No, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back, because we had a whole plan, even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me, right? I come back, she ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Till she started
So
reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
But who said that though? Because the internet said
what
that?
are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all about Instagram. It's YouTube. It's like we have people that have been watching the show. Yes, she's great at what she do. That's why I picked her to fill in for me. But when I came back, it's like, what's going on? If she's gonna be a fourth voice, why she only gotta be a fourth voice
correct me if
on
I'm
my
wrong.
side?
So boom, one of the things that is confirmed is that she was more worried about what the internet was saying. Charlamagne said, "You mean the internet?" And she said, "No, come on." She like, "Oh, YouTube." She mentioned more internet sources. So there wasn't actually an issue as far as how people were carrying themselves in the office. It was more about the internet's reaction as far as the audience. They were like, "Oh, this is better than Just with the Mess." So she got upset at the internet's reaction as far as multiple sources, not just Instagram, YouTube, and more. So other sources, possibly even Reddit. You know, she read all that stuff, and she was actually internalizing a lot of things that these people were saying. And she was like, oh, yeah, so it's not good enough for the listeners no more. Even though nobody in the station is acting like that. Let's continue.
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interviews.
She was going to be the senior news producer.
She wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought
Yeah,
you was.
she was on air. She was on air.
Ask a question.
So on that point, to be fair, DJ Envy may be gaslighting her. Because even Corey Holcomb said, you know, when she came back, you know, that other chick was still there. Blah, blah, blah. Like, she didn't go. Like, so even Corey Holcomb said that. So on that point, DJ Envy may be gaslighting her. That's just me being real. Me being fair. But we gonna continue.
What?
Why didn't you wear the do-rag this morning?
Because
Why you joke so much, man?
What you mean? I'm
not a
just
joke.
it's not a
bro.
do-rag, it's
not
a silk
joke,
scarf,
man.
nigga. But it's not. It's
not-
not
it's
a
not a
joke.
joke,
I'm
man.
If you gonna
serious.
bring it to the radio, I want to laugh.
It's not a joke, but
Okay.
see,
Nah, but
it's not a joke.
It's a serious issue about
It
it.
is a serious issue.
Okay, let me just
now-
sit back and watch then, because I'm not Joe Clark.
Because it's not.
I am actually. Give me my baseball bat.
No, it's now Envy. That's what I'm saying. No, nobody has even tried to clean up the narrative that I'm a villain. Man,
You not a
man,
villain.
this
Who said you
girl
a villain?
What, yo, stop acting like you don't live in them comments too, Charlotte. Stop acting like you don't understand.
But what do I always tell you? I say stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to the comments. Stop listening to the folks on YouTube. Don't let them trick you out your position. What you did last night is what they want you to do, and you can't let the internet win.
No, but look, it's not even about what they want me to do. I did last night what I wanted to do, what I felt like I should have been did. I've been asking questions.
The internet loves mess. And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit people against each other, especially two women. And I don't dwell in that. And y'all know that.
Yeah, but
Now, see, this is the issue, and this happens with a lot of women, even in like regular relationships, friendships, and things of that nature. What she is doing, even before the internet, this was happening, women will be more concerned about what other people are saying what outsiders think about what's going on in their relationship. They would be so concerned with that more than what's actually going on in the relationship and communicating with the person that's in the relationship. They are heavily influenced by outside sources when it comes to their relationships. That's how come your girl's friends is very important. That's why they are very important, because you could be the best guy to her, but if she got somebody in her ear that's really trying to say things that are destructive to your relationship, and she's, what do you call it? Easily influenced as far as your girl, she's impressionable, then it could cause issues in your relationship. Now, in this situation, what we are looking at is social media, because women they absolutely care about the narrative on social media and all their relationships. Even with other women, they care about that shit so much. They care about their public image way, 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 way more than most dudes. The thing that dudes care about, and I'm gonna just keep it a bean and we're gonna keep it moving, like, you can't put no gay allegations, and if you're a thug, like, you can't put no snitch allegations. Like, those are the things the guys like care about more than women care about their public image and stuff like that. Those types of things can make or break a guy. But the extent that we care about those types of allegations, which snitching I don't care about, I'm a civilian. Women care about the smallest, most minuscule, irrelevant shit when it comes to their self-image and what people think about them, on the same level that men care about those things that I mentioned. So this is not about Corey Holcomb necessarily. This is not about what's actually going on at the Breakfast Club. This is more about what people are saying on the internet and her responding to people on the internet as far as a mass group. She is too bothered. You've been on the internet for over 10 years as an Instagram celebrity first. Now you are an actual celebrity. You need to get a grip. You need to get an entire grip. This is going to get worse. Let's watch.
This is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing. This is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something that you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Lauren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you?
Yeah, you did. It is not about wanting her in the room, yo. It's about the segment. Like, it was like, y'all
have that
if
conversation
y'all wanted
off
her.
air. If you had a problem, say it
I've
to us. We had a meeting yesterday.
Conversations off air. What
not
is we
like
talking
that.
about?
Not like nobody having my back, because we have your back. As far as the Corey Holcomb thing, y'all been beefing for 11 years.
I'm not worrying about.
See, I would love to say it's almost like DJ Envy watched my video, but I'm not going to lie. The talking points is too easy and they are too common sense, so I'm not going to take that credit. I'm just not. If you watch my last video, Corey Holcomb was the trigger for her making this video. He was the trigger. Yeah, the internet was saying whatever they were saying, but he was the trigger. And the whole reason I made that video this morning is because she said, man, nobody got my back on any of this internet stuff, da-da-da-da-da. And she mentioned Corey Holcomb directly in the video multiple times. And it's like, how are we supposed to have your back in a beef that you had damn near a decade before you even got this job, that you have been entertaining for 10 years? She said in the other video, I was going to run up on him on Wildin' Out, but Nick made sure he got him out of there before that happened. That's what she said. You was on Wildin' Out 1,000 years ago. Corey Holcomb was on Wildin' Out 1,000 years ago. So, like, what are we talking about? Niggas don't even watch Wildin' Out no more. So with somebody you said that you've been beefing with for 11 years, from what the DJ MVZ, he did his due diligence. I kept throwing out different years because I didn't know the amount. So 11 years you've been beefing with this dude, right? And then on top of that, 2 years ago, you said that you was gonna run down on him and shit. You couldn't wait to see him at Wildin' Out. You was looking for him. You was gonna run down on him, right? You said that 2 years ago, like you was big, bad, hot shit. That's what you said. That's what you said. But now niggas need to have your back against a beef you've been handling for a decade? Niggas gotta have your back in a beef that you've been handling for a decade. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is expert victim shit right there. Because like I mentioned in my last video, the dudes at no point have expected other people to come to their aid when they got beefs on the show. When DJ Envy get into it with Trey Songz, when he get into it with Deezus and Mero, when he get into it with Tyrese, shit, you was there the next time they had the interview with Tyrese and DJ Envy didn't show up. Why? Because they are not on good terms, but you still carried that interview. These niggas don't expect nobody to come to their defense, but the women who get on this show be so fucking frail and dainty, even though Jess be fucking talking about everybody. She be talking about everybody. She got jokes for everybody. Sexy Red came up there and was mad at her, and she couldn't even, Jess talked so much shit about so many people, she don't even remember what the fuck she said to make Sexy Red mad. You know how crazy that is, that you talk so much shit that you can't even remember how you made an enemy? But the whole point is she talk all this shit and she been entertaining this beef for now somebody got to have your back when it comes to the social media narratives and you being a villain and this nigga saying something about you and all this shit. That shit is crazy to me. Now, when we get past that, there's a major point as far as something Envy said that was not in my last video because we were on the outside looking in, right? DJ Envy said, yo, we just had a meeting. You can address issues that you have with what's going on here at the meeting. You did not address the issue. You did not address the issue. She tried to get a word in. He didn't even let her finish. He even laid it out more detailed. He said, listen, if her presence makes you uncomfortable in any way, we could get her out of here. She could be finito. She could be gone. She could never be on the air again. And that is one of the biggest issues. That's the whole issue. That the chick is doing the news during this chick segment and she's mad at how people are receiving, you know, the stuff like, oh, we don't want Jess with the mess back. Just keep Lauren doing the news because she read better. That's what the internet is saying. That's what the narratives is. And when she got on her stuff, as far as her live, that's the issue, that this chick is coming in doing the news. And she was just like, just give her the news segment. That's what she said. If you had a problem with it and DJ Envy told you we could get her out of here, we could get her out of here, whatever you want, if you're uncomfortable. If that was the case, because Jess confirmed it by saying, yeah, you did say that, why the fuck would you go to the internet before you go to him? That's the nigga that told you that. This is the nigga that been on the show from day one. You telling me he don't got pulled around there? You telling me he can't make things happen? So listen, she didn't have the conversation because he said we could have had the conversation off air. She said we've been having conversations, and he said not like that. So, and she said it was about the segment. So she didn't have a conversation with DJ Envy specifically, or anybody significant enough to where it could get to DJ Envy, who said to her, like, if you were ever uncomfortable, we could get her out of here in a second. That's the guy who told her that. The guy who is like the senior fucking host. He told her that. This is like his show and Charlamagne's show, but this is the more serious individual. He said that to her. She didn't communicate about not wanting the chick on the show, right? That's strike one. She said the segment was the issue. She didn't communicate to him that there was an issue with the segment. She didn't communicate that with him, right? So the chick didn't go. She didn't go. But then on top of that, she says, no, because the segment. He said, yo, not like that. Like, you haven't had conversations like that as far as us having your back. Even this, I don't got your back, we don't got your back. She didn't even think to bring that to them niggas. She didn't even have the respect to bring that to those niggas, if that's how she feel, before she went to the internet. Now I know some of y'all don't be in this sphere as far as the hip hop stuff, but I'm for the people who are, I'm gonna give you a good example of some deluxe cornball shit. So listen, there's a podcast that's a spinoff of the Joe Budden podcast, Rory and Mal. Mal is the dude on the right. So they run a podcast. It's their podcast, right? They have a woman on there. I can't remember her name, right? She was hating on Drake, right? I'm going to condense the story. She was hating on Drake. Drake dropped the album, and then she was dancing to the Drake music, and Drake actually posted it. And he posted a clip of her hating, and then he posted a clip of her after she was saying he was a culture vulture and all that, dancing to Drake's new music, proving that, like, this hate is just performative, and you are a hypocrite. So Drake is doing what he's supposed to do, right? He is highlighting that, okay, a lot of these fans who be against me really still enjoy my music, even though they try to make it seem like I'm a terrible person outside of music. He's doing what he's supposed to do. What happens is Maul, the guy on the right, the black guy, he interacts with the post and laughs. He puts laughs on the post, right? Behind the scenes, this chick that's on his podcast, that is one of his employees, basically, she doesn't like that he did that. She doesn't go to the internet and start talking about, Maul, laughing and stuff like that. She doesn't even talk about it on the podcast. She talks about it to Maul. She talks about it amongst the group. She doesn't take it to the internet. Now, that is respectable. That is how you were supposed to handle it. Now, is she sensitive? Yeah. She is sensitive, just like I mentioned, Jess is sensitive. Is she still concerned with what a lot of people on the internet are saying? Yeah. But in this case, she's not even a real celebrity and Drake is a superstar. So it's definitely going to hit different when a superstar is attacking you versus Corey Holcomb, who just said that his podcast is all that he has. Drake and Corey Holcomb is nowhere near the same level of exposure or anything like that. Now, here's where it gets corny as far as the Rory and Mal situation. Everything was handled behind the scenes as far as her expressing how she felt. Mal brings it to the air and offers a lackluster, phony apology. And he said, after the apology, I'm not sorry. I'm just apologizing, if you felt some type of way, because my intention wasn't to make you feel some type of way. So it was a disingenuous apology. And that is going to be the end of their podcast as far as her being on the podcast. They're going to have to replace her soon. It's corny because he made a spectacle out of something that didn't even have to come to air. It didn't even have to be addressed in front of us, but he chose to bring it up. She didn't choose to bring it up. And it comes back to the narrative that I mentioned in the last video, as far as these women who get on these podcast mics and say all this type of stuff about these people. They want to feel protected to some degree. And it's funny because they both, in both situations, this chick was attacking Drake, calling him a culture vulture, saying he is bad for black people and all this stuff. And Jess Hilarious been beefing with this comedian for 11 years. These chicks will attack these dudes, but still want protection from the dudes that are on the cast, right? They still want protection from the dudes that are on the cast, but they want they want to be protected from the attacks from the dudes that they've been attacking. It's very weird and very fragile, but at the same time, Maul didn't need to dunk on her like he did. I respect what Envy is doing, because Envy is addressing it in a way to where it's like, let's really look at the facts. Let's really look at the truth. The history proves that I got your back, but instead of coming to me, you went to the internet. How am I have your back when you go to the internet? And how am I have your back in a beef that you've been handling for 11 years and you only been on here for a year? You expect us to inherit a beef with a podcast comedian that you yourself said you don't even address him no more? You said that on a live that you had. You said that a year ago that you don't even address him as well, when you was talking about running down on him. So it's like, it's ridiculous how these chicks throw the stones, right? But can't take what comes back and hits it. They just can't take it. But DJ Envy is handling this well. Not Rory, but Maul on the right, he handled it horribly, horribly, causing more damage.
Yo, it's not even about
You worried about comments, and you worried about what people say after.
I'm worried
niggas
about
in
the
comments,
perception
man.
and my reputation to be on the
They've
show.
been ishing on me for 15 years. They've been ishing on
Deserve-
Charlamagne for
rightfully so.
15
But
years.
that's on you.
Rightfully
And the
so.
things
But
that
I
people
don't
ish
care.
on me
It
for
doesn't.
is on me.
I don't let it affect me because I know who I am as a person. I don't give a F what them people say in the comments.
Oh, come
I know
on.
who I am.
Come on.
I know what I do.
I
You
feel
let them
you.
people get in the comments and F with you. You're
Well,
great at what you do.
Everybody simmer down.
Like you a dope.
She very
and you let
dope.
them people piss you off. No, F them niggas.
And
like you nice. Like what you do is funny.
I tell her
like,
that all the time,
You brought,
on air,
you brought
off
that
air.
energy that we needed to the Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
and you let a bitch ass person in the comments say something to steer you up. I tell you, F them niggas.
we don't even know.
F
We
all
don't even know
them.
who these people are.
They could be bots and all that,
But-
and we doing it on air when we could have did it behind the scenes. Like I F with you the long way, not on some internet ish. And they hear that through there. That's
This
was
sounds,
whack,
this
man.
sounds very light skinned. But let's go to the phones. 1-800-585-1051. Let's open the phone lines. Everybody woosah.
I'm going to get a
I got
sparkling
my,
water.
I got
man.
my
I'm going to get a
candles lit.
sparkling water.
I got my candles lit. If you need me to light sage, I'll light sage. Just want to fight. Envy being
Shut up.
beige rage. It's the Breakfast Club.
Did you hear what he said? He said he been dealing with comments and people coming for him and saying stuff about him for 15 years. Never once has he went off of an internet comment narrative and went on the air and just went crazy on somebody, not because of what somebody else did, but because of the comments, and then really making it a point that it's the comments that made me do this. 15 years, not one incident. And even then, these guys be getting all types of heat and all types of flack. Dame Dash came up there and told DJ Envy and Charlamagne that y'all are not men because y'all have a boss. And black people, I know you remember this because this was 10 years ago. Made niggas feel so entrepreneurial, made niggas feel so great, made niggas want to, like that Dame Dash, Breakfast Club episode, it supercharged niggas for like 3 minutes to where they was registering LLCs that they never used. But you have a man come up there and tell you you're not a man because you can't give this radio station to your son. They done had that happen, and the internet goes absolutely ridiculous, and they just come in the next day and just get over it. They get over it. They don't address the internet narratives or anything like. They just get over it. They move on. Because guess what? Dame Dash didn't say anything after that interview that they had to address. They said everything they had to say to him during the interview. These guys have been catching heat for 15 years, and they have never done what Justice did. Let it cause internal friction, internal drama because of internet narratives. Now, I highlighted this screenshot right here because at the end of this, you see the face that she is making right now, and did you see how she was moving and even wiping her eyes? This is the stuff that happens when we talk about women in arguments and stuff like that. Like, once they get in their emotions, it's a wrap. It doesn't really matter what's said. It doesn't really matter the logic or the events as far as how the argument carries out. The only thing that matters is how they feel. She still feels the same. Her feelings have not changed. She still feels like nobody has her back. She still feels like people should have her back. When it comes to social media, Charlamagne and Envy told her, you got to stop letting that get to you. You got to stop. If you got to stop reading the comments completely, that's what you got to do. But you can't let this get to you to where, because we can't defend you against the internet. The internet is a bunch of fucking losers. And when I say that, I'm talking about trolls. The people who troll somebody was trolling Devin Booker, right? He posted a picture of the troll, and the troll looked ridiculous. The troll looked absolutely ridiculous. All he did was post a picture because it's a faceless account, and he said, in real life. He posted that. And like he had to take it down because, the NBA be on their ass. But that's the type of shit that be going on. These be the type of people who be like, they dedicate their life to trolling people and making people feel bad and et cetera, et cetera. Like, You got to realize a lot of these people is not on your level. And what she is doing is letting the internet trick her out of her position. Trick her out of her position. But let's go back to the main point as far as this. You could see the disappointment on her face. She still feels the same way. She still feels like DJ Envy and Charlamagne should get on the internet and start defending her in them tweets. Go to YouTube and start typing in them YouTube comments. Get on the air and talk about what niggas on the internet is saying. That's how she feel. Because she said it's not about Corey, It's really about the internet. That's the thing that she kept going back to. It's about what people are saying on the internet. That is very weak. That is very weak to be that caught up in what people on the internet are saying to the point to where you let it begin to destroy your work relationships. Now, don't get it twisted. The internet is a vast place. I could understand her or anybody feeling some way about what people are saying. But it's about what you do after you see what they're saying. Because this is the thing, man. Corey Holcomb is one thing because Corey Holcomb makes content and he's a celebrity to some degree. So I could understand being concerned with what he say. But when it comes to the comments, I know everybody is human. I know everybody is going to see the comments. I found out early in life that the celebrities actually do see the comments. You know, well, not early in life, but early in social media. I found that out. They actually do read the comments. The people who you think aren't reading what you be putting in their comments, they be reading the comments. That's why Drake limited his comments on his page. He wants to limit what comes to his page. Most celebrities who read their comments feel some type of way. But the thing you have to remember, the thing you have to do, you have to go and get them $100 bills that you got laying around. Take a look at your bank account and wipe your tears with some of them hundreds. That's what you got to do. You got to understand that the shit that motherfuckers is saying is irrelevant when you a celebrity. When you a celebrity that's actually getting money, like actually getting millions. Like, what are we talking about? Like, fuck what motherfuckers got to say about anything. Get your money, go home, live your life in real life. Even me talking this shit, if Jess happened to watch this, which I think that's not going to happen because there's going to be a million people doing videos, but fuck what I'm talking about, fuck me. Like, don't even worry about what I'm saying. Worry about what Envy is saying. Worry about that. And if you're going to keep carrying this beef with Corey, worry about what he's saying and how you going to counterattack or what you going to say, or don't worry about it at all. But somebody like me, you shouldn't even give a quarter of a fuck what I'm saying. And that's real. And I'm going to tell you why. And I don't care if you're self-deprecating, whatever the case may be. I'm making this video on a page with 6,000 subscribers, about to be 7 soon. You are on syndicated radio, getting paid, if not hundreds of thousands, millions. I don't know the deal. I'm not about to look it up. Then you got comedy shows and stuff you're doing, so you're getting booked for that. Then you probably getting endorsements and sponsorships through your Instagram and stuff like that. You are up. You have made it. You have made it. You have made it to a point where people are going to have opinions about you. And you've been at this point for over 10 years. Tighten the fuck up. Tighten the fuck up. That's it.